Hey, hey, hey. What is cracking, you guys? What's poppin', fam? How's everyone doing this evening? It's the end of the weekend. I'm sad. I feel like the weekend was too short. I mean, I technically worked yesterday, so I didn't really have a weekend. That sucks. What's cracking, guys? How are you all? Albert. G. Albert. Do you go by G? Do you go by Albert? Do you go by both? What is going on? Paul Duncan. What's up, man? How's everybody doing? How's it going? Closing off the week. I'm sad. I need a womp womp womp. That's what I need. I just noticed the sound on my iPad mini was connected to Ecam. Took that off. Didn't want a double effect. The way Doc had the other day on his stream. Very cool. Both family calls me G. Alright. Paul Duncan and I are both moving very slowly. Very slowly. I took a nap. I'm still kind of like sluggish, like blah. Mr. Camera Junkie. Luis, que lo que? What's going on? How are you doing today, brother? Let's see. We have 44 days to go. That's exciting. That's exciting. What's poppin'? Pirate Broadcast Live. How you doing today? Billy Thorpe in the house. What is poppin'? How you doing today? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you, brother. That's what's up. That's dope. K-Walk, what's cracking? How are you doing today? You know how we do, getting how we get. Ooh, that was an abrupt stop. That didn't feel like it was a fade. And if that was a fade, that was a bad fade. It was just like, nope. Anyway. Let's see. My iPad, I feel like, is kind of... No, the brightness is on high. All right. Maybe because I don't have my glasses on. Let's see. Albert says, at work, they call you Albert, but now family and friends are calling me G. Albert. Started with the live. Right, exactly, because that's how we see it, right? So it's like the trend just starts that way. Did you make it to the bike tour? If so, details. So, K-Walk, I don't think you were on yesterday when I was talking about my escapade. I did not make it. I was actually kind of sad. I didn't want to risk it. So I did not go, hey girl, hey. I did not go, unfortunately, because as I was driving back, or you may have came in late to it. As I was driving back from the seminar, my car started shaking a little bit and the check engine light came on, and I was in Jersey, about 50 miles away from the house. I got it checked out. There are some... It was only 2 codes that were kind of misfiring. But I'm making an appointment with CarMax this week. And so I didn't feel safe because New York City from my house is about 100 miles, 100-ish miles away from my house one way. So I didn't feel safe driving the car up there with, where I was at, because I need my car more than anything else. So it was a very long, thought out, painful process. And then, of course, RK3 sends me text messages when he finishes at the finish line with his pictures and carrying his bike. And he was so happy. And the day was so beautiful. I was very sad. I was like, That's not even a good description of what I was. I don't even know if I have something. I have this. That's how I felt. And that's still not even, that's kind of corny. That still doesn't even capture. I'm trying to see if I have anything else on here. No, I don't have anything else on here. But I did kind of feel like this.
Loser.
Just a little. I was upset. I was sad. But I'd rather not take the risk and do more damage to my car. Just the car being, it shouldn't be anything, but it's one of those things. It's better to err on the side of caution. And so I decided not to go. If I was closer, then I absolutely would have gone. But the fact that I wasn't closer, and it's not like to take the train into the city and all of that stuff, it would have been too much of a workaround. If I still lived in northern New Jersey, I would have hopped on the bus and just made it and figured it out with my bike, or hopped on the train, New Jersey Transit. But it just was not worth any potential risk in the future. So I didn't go. Which sucks because I also lost about $135 for the registration. I'm going to reach out to them and see. I doubt that I can get the money back, but you never know. You got to ask. But I did, I guess to kind of make me feel better, I took Koa out because some of you guys may have heard the destruction that she made in the house yesterday. And a lot of that is the 4-month-old puppy energy. And so we went out, and I think we overdid it today. So we walked 3 miles. We walked right under 3 miles. It was 2.8 miles. So we walked basically 3 miles. But while walking those 3 miles, we did lots of training today. So today I showed her weight because she's a puppy, a pit bull. So she's already very strong at 4 months. She pulls me. And you never want that, especially because people see pit bulls and they are all like, oh my God, a pit bull. And pit bulls have a very bad rap. And so I want to make sure that she's very well trained with going out on walks. And I'm active. You guys know that. And I like to take my dogs out. I don't take Tyler out anymore because he's 13. His joints, like he has an issue with going up and down the stairs and stuff like that. So I don't put him through that anymore. But Tyler and I used to go on hikes in the parks and stuff. So he was always a very active dog. And my dogs are my best friend. I keep my dogs with me. So we went out, we practiced weight. And that was very testing to probably the both of us, because for me, I had to not be frustrated with her and just understand that she didn't know that, command, and be patient with her to go through the command and the repetitions. So I stopped probably in the very beginning every 10 seconds to get her to understand the bad behavior and correct that behavior. So we did weight. I showed her to stop pulling. She was already learning heel because Angie has been teaching her heel from the puppy training. So I was trying to reinforce heel as we were going, to not pay too much attention to like the other puppies and the other dogs. She did fairly good with that. There was one dog that so she's not aggressive, but she doesn't realize, she thinks that playing is that I'm just going to come over you and like get over you and put both my paws on you. And she's big for 4 months. So she just throws herself on other dogs, and other dogs don't be having that. And you know how other people, I know even Gigi and I, we were talking about that. Like Gigi, has Ivy Rose, and Ivy Rose is smaller than Koa. If Gigi's walking Ivy Rose and Koa tries to jump on top of her, Gigi's going to be like, slow your roll, get your dog. Right? Like, and I can't be mad at her for that. So just working with Koa tonight, jump on dogs. And then as we walked and progressed, she would look at dogs, but she was able to I immediately kept her attention and kept going. So it was a very active day for her, but I didn't realize how active and tiring that was for me. And then, like I said, on top of that, walking 3 miles. So I don't know if I necessarily planned that through altogether, because it was a lot all built together. A 3-mile walk is just a good activity in and of itself, right? And then doing all that training and that focus for both of us, the mental focus for her to correct the behavior, and then for me to have the patience and, to kind of go through all of that. We both came home and immediately took naps. She's been tuckered out the whole time. I brought her downstairs. She has not stopped sleeping since we got home. But the good thing, so we were out, I think the Apple Watch said, I think it was about, I don't know if it'll say it here. It says, let me see, can I go into the details? I can. Well, that's cool on my watch. You would think I knew that. So we were out for an hour and a half. We walked. And so that's even a good pace between doing both. We walked for an hour and a half, did the under 3 miles and then an hour and a half. And so doing all of those things while we were out, the day was beautiful. It was 72 degrees. I treated myself. I got myself a chocolate with chocolate frosty, soft serve ice cream. And Koa got Koa a bottle of water. We even stopped at a little mini dog park. It was empty. So we ran around the dog park, the both of us. So she is like knocked out, which is great. Because I'm hoping that if I do that with her more often than not, that puppy terrors that she's been having, because I think a lot of it is pent up energy that she has. So being out with her and tuckering her out, she won't have that energy to do, because she's just like, luckily she's not destroying a lot of stuff. I've heard that, like, so my mom had a pit bull years ago and he like ate through the door, literally. And I'm sure if those of you guys that know, Billy says, my neighbor has a pit and it's the best dog, so sweet, right? She's very sweet. She's very loving. She's very affectionate. She doesn't realize how big she is. So she thinks she's this little, like when I first got her. She thinks she's this little and she tries to jump on my head, but she's literally the size of my lower torso. Like if she stands on her hind legs, her front paws come almost up to my shoulders. So she's a big girl, but she thinks that she's just tiny. Very sweet, very loving. Just lots of energy. Lots of energy and lots of work. Gabe, what is cracking? How are you doing today? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Gigi says it is pent up. Yeah, it is pent up energy today. You can tell. And Steve Wicks, I did see he's on Facebook. Where was I? Where was it? Right here. He says, was popping, Stephen Wicks. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. It was a very nice day. You like that Nike headband? So I have these in black. I have it in black. I just bought this one because red is my favorite color. I have it in black and royal blue and white. And when I was at Dick's, I saw that they had the red. I was like, I can't pass up the red. And this is actually when I go cycling. Not that you guys need to know this. I sweat a ton. This becomes this disgustingly drenched when I put it on under my helmet and I cycle. But I would rather it be disgustingly drenched than it profusely on my eyes and me not be able to see. But it is the nastiest thing. I don't even enjoy taking it off when I'm done with my bike ride because I'm like, that's enough for that visual. Sorry, guys. I just had to partake and share. What's cracking, Doc? What's poppin'? Hold on. Thank you for coming through. Paul is reminding you guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Appreciate you. I think I need to get some. So I usually get them from the, yeah, Gabe, because do you have curly hair? I could have sworn you had curly hair. Maybe. I don't know. I get them from the Nike outlet. They have them right when you are about to pay. What are they called? The impulse items that you're waiting in line and you're like, oh yeah, I need socks. Oh yeah, I need this random small basketball. Oh yeah, I need these headbands. So I always fall victim to the headbands. But when I was in Dick's last weekend, they had a whole assortment of different colors. They even had like different designs and stuff. But one of them was like $18. I wasn't trying to spend $18 times 3 for headbands. No, I'm good. Oh, thanks, Billy. I appreciate you. All right. So today is going to be, now you guys all came out to the party and I said today was going to be short because it is the week ending. I'm bummed I didn't do the TD Bank, the 5-borough bike tour. You know, I can share the picture of Robert because Robert and I were going to link up. Let me get this on the screen for you guys. Robert and I were supposed to link up. We were supposed to do the ride together. And unfortunately, because of let's hope it's a non-issue, but my concern with the car, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go, unfortunately. Man, I was like, damn, I'm hating, bro. Look at this. How cool is this? Let's bring this on the screen. And let's take a look at this over here. Right here. How cool is this? He had just made it to the finish line. He's carrying his bike. I would have been right next to him. This person, that was supposed to be me, that person with the red, but instead. And then he got his little award thing or whatever. He told me that it was great. He said he would absolutely do it again. That's a dope picture of him. I like that picture. Very happy. Robert is doing a 50-mile bike challenge for his 50th birthday on May 19th in a couple of weeks. So the other reason why he agreed to do this is because this will help him train for his 50-miler. Is he doing a century? No, he's doing a half century. I think he's not doing a century. He's doing a half century on the May 19th weekend, whenever that is. So look at that little pain in the butt there. Let's go back to my regular scene. Yeah, so, Paul is reminding you guys to come over, and whoever is on Facebook, come out and hang out with the cool kids. Come chillax with us. Well, some of you guys are new here, so what I will say, I'll give the plug since some of you guys are new. Hello, and I appreciate all the newness. Every Thursday, I am doing a Ecam on Deck free mini webinar. I know that I have the graphic here, and as I pull the graphic together, I got to look for the graphic because you would think that I'm organized, and then I look at this and I'm like, what's my organized? So I have two different things. So I have my Stream Deck masterclass that I have going on, and that is on my website, courses.indiad.live, and there are over 25 different lessons available, and we go over all things Stream Deck to make your Stream Deck decked out. Is that kind of corny? No, I don't think that's kind of corny. I think that's kind of good. Let's see. Thank you, Paul. There is the link to my website there. And I know that I have the graphic. I'm looking for the graphic because I did the graphic. I have a particular graphic for the Ecam on Deck webinar. I do the Ecam on Deck webinar. I'm doing it every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our time. Gabe, I missed you last week. You were supposed to be there. You registered and everything. What happened? Did you get the link? Was there an issue with that, Gabe? Because I know you were there. My days. Deck out your Stream Deck. Yeah, it's like, deck out your Stream Deck. Let's get your Stream Deck decked out. It's one of those, right? Still finding a cadence to that stuff. Hey, Jackie, what is cracking? How are you doing today? What's poppin'? Albert says, speaking of May, I guess it's time to flip the calendar. I know, we're already 5 months in. And if I, move this bad boy back over, I am 56 days to go. 56 days to go. No, 50. Why am I always doing that? Get it together, India. 56 days and 44 days to go. There you go. Oh, look at Gigi giving me all the accolades. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you. I still can't find, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on preview mode. There you go. I'm going to turn on preview mode, and I'm just going to go through these random scenes because I know that I have the scene here somewhere. So Gigi's giving me the accolades. Thank you so much for that. What did she say? She said, make sure you join. Yes. So I'm doing it. So here's the thing. The Ecam on Deck is a Ecam focused Stream Deck webinar. We do talk about some other popular stuff. We go over royalty-free music that is offered by the Stream Deck. We go over the Zoom plugin. I go over like the essentials of the store, understanding plugins, understanding the store. And then we have a focus. We spend a good amount of time on Ecam itself. And that I'm doing every Thursday through the end of the month. And that is to just kind of create an awareness. I have my masterclass. And if you sign up for the Ecam on Deck webinar, for whatever reason, I'm not finding this. And I guess that's okay. I'm just going to leave it. Let me just go back to live mode. I do not want to publish this. Thank you, Paul, for giving the information. And for those of you guys that end up signing up for the Ecam on Deck registration, if you want to then get the whole masterclass, you will be emailed a special promo coupon after you register and after you take the initial class. You also will get the recording of the Zoom webinar. So that's one thing that I'm doing a little bit different. It's not a live stream. It is a Zoom webinar that we're doing. And the reason why I decided to do it in a Zoom webinar format is because since this is more of a tutorial, like true tutorial style, I wanted to provide the participants the opportunity to interact just a little bit, whether it was through comments. Paul was my Zoom moderator. So now Paul can add that to his list already if he has not. Hey, Sean, what's cracking? How are you doing? But Paul was the Zoom moderator. He handled any questions that people put in the chat that he had experience with, just so that I was able to continue on. And then I did stop intermittently throughout the webinar. And there were some good questions that we went into, and I helped either, show a screen share of something or just answered the questions online. The feedback was good. I think Gigi says the feedback was good. Paul has been taking the master classes itself. So Gabe, if you can come on, like I said, every Thursday. I'm doing it every Thursday through May 26th, through the end of the month. And that is because 5-year anniversary for the Stream Deck itself is coming up on May 15th. So 5 years ago on May 15th, so the Stream Deck was first announced on March 23rd, I want to say. It was in the middle of March in 2017. They announced it, and then they released it on May 15th. And now it's been 5 years. And so I am working with Doc and with Katie, where there is going to be a Stream Deck day in Ecam. I actually have the details all wrapped up to send to her to give the final seal of approval. But we are going to be doing the Stream Deck day in the Ecam community. And we're going to be, so when I do the Ecam day, it's going to kind of be a live stream. I have, like I said, I need Katie's final seal of approval because I do have some ideas. But some of the cool things we're going to talk about is a little bit of the history and the timeline of the Stream Deck and the Stream Deck's progression. So like some dates, because right now, Elgato has the Stream Deck Mini, the Stream Deck Regular, which is the 15 key, the 32 key, the Stream Deck Pedal, and there's the iOS and Android app. There's the Stream Deck mobile app, which I actually used all last week while I was in Angie's house. And it's a great app to have on your phone because you never know when you need to go live and you need those quick shortcuts. The Stream Deck mobile app is great for that. So just go over some fun facts with timeline and things like that. And then just some comparisons. So the Stream Deck is not to be confused with the Steam Deck. Don't know if you guys knew that, but there is something called the Steam Deck, which is not like the Stream Deck. And then when I was doing research, there was a keyboard, I don't want to say Razer, but there was a keyboard. I forget who was it. Was it Logitech? It was one of the popular companies that launched a keyboard years ago. We're talking about, I think it was in 2009, called Optimus Maximus. Let me see. Can I pull up my notes? I don't want to give you guys too much details because then that gives away, right? The stuff. Can't do that. You got to make sure you come. But it was, yes, the keyboard was called, and it was from 2008, called the Optimus Maximus. And it had shortcut keys, which look just like the Stream Deck. And it failed miserably. Back in 2008. It's so funny because when we were talking yesterday, the stream was great last night. Aw, look, Gigi, they're saying the stream was great. That's awesome. It was a good stream. I always have fun on ladies' night. Me and Gigi were talking about that. Hey, Obs, what's cracking? How are you doing there? Tech Troublemaker, what's poppin'? How are you? Thank you for coming through. I need to get that sponsorship. Yeah, I know. Katie, Katie's trying to make the introduction. We'll see. You never know. You just gotta, sometimes you guys know how it is. Keep putting in the work, keep creating the awareness. And hopefully let's speak that into existence. I'm going to keep putting in the work because I will be getting a sponsorship from Elgato for the Stream Deck. We just put that into existence. That is what is going to happen. Yes, you can absolutely have both. That is an actual thing. Paul has 2 XLs, but we're not judging. Gretchen, how are you? Stopping by after just sending the family out the door for the birthday barbecue. It's not your birthday yet. Your birthday's towards the middle of the month. May 12th? When's your birthday? I know it's coming up soon. Is it May 12th? Let me know. Billy says, I would love to have you on my show to give some tips and invite people to your course. I'll hit you up on Facebook. I get so many questions. I'm a basic stream deck. I got you, bro. Let's do this. Let's do the connect things and the things and the things and the things. So that is dope. Paul says, I know the difference, but I want a Steam Deck also. Okay, so the Steam Deck, isn't it? I haven't looked at it too much, but isn't that like, that's the game, right? Isn't that what the Steam Deck is? Like a handheld game, kind of like a PSP back in the day. Oh, I love the PSP. Let's go get sponsorships. Let's do it, right? I know I need an Elgato sponsorship, all the stuff I'm doing, man. So like I said, buttoning up the details with Katie, and what I am thinking, and I don't want to, speak without, I don't want to misspeak and then she be like, no, shut it down. But what my intention is, what I'm proposing, here's what I will say. Apparently I'm Paul. Did I say Paul? Wait, what? That was Lewis. Listen, you guys, don't be making fun of me. You know, I'm always messing up Lewis's name. First of all, see, Lewis is not just because you're Spanish and I call you Carlos. It's just because I just be doing too much. My brain be like going. My brain goes faster than I can speak. And that sometimes is just no bueno. Anyway, hey, Ken, how are you? Ken was in the Stream Deck class last week. Ken participated, and Ken is an OBS Windows user. So, Ken, do you have any feedback for the community? If I sucked horribly, that's okay. My moderator will just kick you off if you give negative comments. Just kidding. Just kidding. I kid. Feedback is a gift. So all honesty will be appreciated. But Ken was there. Ken helped us. We were having some Zoom technical issues in the beginning, and we were all trying to figure it out. Me, Ken, Paul, Gigi came in trying to help us figure it out. Apparently, in order to, if you have a Zoom account, having the co-host feature is not turned on by default, which I did not know. As much as I use default, as much as I use Zoom, it is not turned on by default. So when we had the webinar last week, I was like, all right, Paul was like, India, make me the co-host now. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I only had the option to make him the host. And he's like, well, no, it's supposed. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's supposed to be here, Paul. I know that, but it's not. And between the four of us, we figured out that you actually have to turn it on the web admin settings. And if Doc is still on, don't be like, yeah, you got to turn it on. Hey, Mira. Don't get me doing Doc's impression, my Doc impression today. I know, I don't know. Every time I confuse Lewis and Carlos. I don't know why. Don't judge me. Sammy Superstar. What is cracking? How are you doing today? Sammy, what is the good word? Just got here trying to catch up. You guys are laughing at me. Hey, Dwayne, how are you? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. So I don't know if it worked. Ken, I guess we'll find out this Thursday. I don't know if it worked. I turned it on. But because we just decided that I was going to leave Paul as the host, I didn't really need host privileges, although it was funny because I muted myself at one point, and because I couldn't unmute myself, Paul left me unmuted for a couple of extra seconds. That was just like, hello, can you unmute me? We all thought it was funny. We should probably do a test. Not me should probably do a test. We should probably, yes. So we'll do a test this week to make sure it works. And then I'll let you know, Ken. I hope it works. We'll figure it out. So let's see. I feel like I was going to tell you guys something. Oh, so that's what I was saying. I was saying that if Katie is okay with what I'm proposing. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing today? If Katie is okay with what I'm proposing, I would like to do a live stream with just, creating an awareness, talking about fun facts on the Stream Deck and like all those comparisons and things like that I just said. And then talk about the Ecam on deck registration, the Zoom classes that I'm giving, and drum up the registration. And idealistically, what I would like to do is that if people register for it, then it's still going to be in a Zoom. I'm still going to hold it in a Zoom webinar. Again, because I like maintaining the interaction, even if you don't, keep it, like Paul keeps everybody muted, because Paul is a gatekeeper, you guys. Paul be like, crack the whip. Whoopsh. But you can chat. And I try to pay very good attention to the chat, and Paul helped out as well. But then taking the Zoom webinar and streaming the Zoom webinar to the Ecam community. So it's like, well, if you didn't register, you can still sit back and then, watch. It's like watching through the peephole. But then not being in the audience, it's like, you'll have FOMO. But anyway, let's see. Testing novel concept. I know. Well, you know what's funny? Paul and I did test because we had some password issues, and that I did want to say. So I know that Aubrey signed up, K-Walk signed up, Albert signed up, and someone else had signed up. And it was so what I think is, and so with the OVO through Kajabi, I'm still learning some of the nuances. And some of the people that signed up on Thursday, because I set this up as a recurring weekly webinar. So like K-Walk, Aubrey, Albert, I believe what it did is that it defaulted for you guys to partake in this Thursday's webinar. So it didn't send you the link because you registered on the day that we were going live. So I believe it's going to give you all the information for this upcoming week. Gabe says, I'll try to be there this Thursday as I'm trying to clear my schedule. That's cool. Like I said, I'm doing it through the 26th. The link stays the same, Gabe. So you'll have it in your email. And if worst comes to worst, hit me up. I can send it to you directly. But the Zoom link is the same. So if anybody was on last week and wants to come on again, the agenda staying the same. So I'm not teaching different content from week to week. I'm just giving different people opportunities, because look at how Gabe had a scheduling conflict. And then it's so funny. K-Walk was like, I didn't know. Even Gigi was like, I didn't know you were doing the Stream Deck webinar. Guys, where you been? You guys are in the stream every day. Anyway, but did get the email notification. Yeah, so that I believe is a learning opportunity for me. That was a learning curve for me with Kajabi. Now I know, and I can just, so if I'm talking about it live the way I did last week, to set the expectation a little bit better for those of you guys that registered last week, to say, if you want to come on today's class, you have to email me directly, because if not, you'll be registered for the following week. But I hope to see all of you guys that didn't come on Thursday this week. So Albert, Aubrey, K-Walk, as long as it still fits in your schedule, definitely come in. We went through. So what I will say, I will preface as well, and another learning opportunity for me with that was that I said that the masterclass was going to be 30 minutes, and it ended up being right under an hour. So, and I should have known better. But the reason why it was in an hour is because I did want to have the focus on the Ecam plugins. And for those of you guys that have the Stream Deck, but may or may not have counted the available buttons on the Ecam plugin from the Stream Deck, there are 28 available buttons that you can customize for the Ecam app. So I didn't, and I don't go over the entire 28 buttons, but I go over what I think are the most important buttons to help you get set up when you're doing either a live stream, whether you're doing a Zoom and you're using Ecam to bring in your overlays and graphics, or pre-recorded video. I go over the most efficient ones. My masterclass goes over every single button in its entirety. So between that, royalty-free music, understanding the menus, and understanding the Stream Deck store, that, and giving an opportunity. And there weren't a lot of questions. I think the questions were fair. But with all of those things mixed in, the class ended up being right under an hour. And I started at 8:05 because I want to give people the opportunity, where people are, still getting the link, little late minute stragglers. But we did start right at 8:05 and we went straight into it. So for those of you guys this week, just to let you know, it'll probably be, the content is going to be the same. So in theory, it should be about an hour, no, not longer than an hour. But Gigi says, Gigi's not trying to kill people in these streets. Why? What's happening? All right, Gretchen will be here on Thursday. That's exciting. Yes, 28 individual buttons. It is probably, of all the plugins that I look at and I, try to learn from the Stream Deck, the Ecam, and that's the developers, that's the team in Ecam. That's not Elgato. The developers, so the team in Ecam gets the source code and they create their plugins with whatever the code is that Elgato provides. So that's, of course, our lovely team that creates such an amazing app for us. They put just as much hard work into the Stream Deck plugin so that basically you can, in theory, use the Stream Deck in its entirety without using a keyboard at all if you maximize your Stream Deck with Ecam buttons, if that made sense. Albert says, question, if Kajabi generated the email, it would be nice if Kajabi can generate a, I know, that's a great, that would, that way any updates will follow the iCal. I agree with you. And Paul and I, that was a little weird and I have to give them some feedback. Robin also feels so alive. Hey, Robin, how are you? My Stream Deck is lonely. Let me see. Robin, you said something earlier. There you go. Sorry, I missed the Zoom fun. Good to see everyone. So Robin is also registered for this week as well. So Robin registered today and then she got the email and she gave me some feedback on that, which thank you, Robin. I appreciate it. I'm going to check out the button. And that's immediately. So both what Robin gave me the same feedback that Albert gave to add some sort of button or invite. Oh, you know what I can do? Okay, so then that's something. So again, that goes back to, for me as a new Kajabi owner, I'm learning, or a new Kajabi user, learning the nuances of all of their different pipelines. So this is my first time using their Zoom OVO pipeline. So you can go, so it gives you like all of the different emails and you can go in and edit. It gives you templates. You can change the language. You can add in links and things like that. So I can go in and I should be able to copy the iCalendar event, right? Copy that little shortcut and bring that in. So let me write that on a Post-it so I can test it out. Give me 1 second because you guys know. When I need to do some stuff. So I am going to copy iCal invite for Zoom Ecam webinar and add into Kajabi email. Okay, so I put that, I'm going to put this over here so I don't forget about it. Thank you for the feedback, guys. Guys, for real, feedback is a gift. All this stuff is important. Let me know. I'd rather know your feedback, even if, not that I don't, for me personally, every feedback that I've gotten has been useful, but I'd rather everybody give their feedback and let whoever it is say, okay, thanks, but it's not useful, than you guys not say it at all. Because usually, more often than not, remember, so when we're creating things, like, so for me, I created the Stream Deck class. I created the OVO, right? The Zoom OVO through Kajabi. I'm creating it from my perspective. I need to see things through your eyes. And we try to do that as much as possible, seeing things through our customers' lens. But sometimes it's easier said than, it's not, what is it? Easier said than done. It is. Sometimes it's easier said than done. And if the customers can just give us the feedback, then that's like the foolproof way of, okay, great, let me implement this. Thanks. And then that's how we grow and we get better for next time. So there's that. Billy says, is there a mute, unmute button or a way in Ecam to mute your guest no matter which scene is live? So not a dedicated it would have to be kind of multi-action. So there's not a dedicated Ecam button for the guest mic. I'm going to pull it up right now. So let me look this up. See, y'all are trying to get me, but this is a good question. So why don't we do what we do? Because this is what we do. Did you follow that? I hope you followed that. Yes. Where's my camera? Oh, my camera is here. So give me 1 second, guys. Un momento. So let's move this here. Let's make this bigger. And hold, please. Oh, it turned on already. I didn't realize it immediately turned on. So let me just move this over. This scene is locked. Come over this way. Paul, I ordered the headphone extension cable. It was supposed to get here today. It did not. A little upset about that. All right. Yes. Hi, guys. All right. So, oh, I need my comments and my mouse. Let's move this here. Let's get you over here. You know why I use a headband? If you guys either see me using a headband or a hat, it's because I didn't do my hair. It's a crazy curly hair day. That's what that is. So, all right. So let me just come back. So this is what we are looking. Billy says, is there a mute, unmute button or a way in Ecam to mute your guest no matter which scene is active? So the first thing is I probably should just then do here. What we're going to do, that's the primary display. So I'm going to minimize this and let's do live demo mode. Boom, boom, boom. You guys are seeing live demo mode. I don't have. So Billy, in your sound levels over here, I'm moving it. You should be able to see that. In the sound levels, you have the separate interview mic. So once I'm assuming you don't know this. And if you know this, then maybe rephrase your question. So don't get mad at me if I'm misunderstanding your question, okay? This is the way to do it directly in Ecam. You just go to your interview and then just mute. And then no matter what scene they're in, once you mute them there, they're always going to be muted on there. Tell me if that answered your question. Let's see. So let's go back. And I'm just going to move this down. Bring this over here. I don't need live demo mode. I do need my Stream Deck. So then we have our configure Stream Deck. Here is the Ecam Live plugin on the left-hand side. There are 28 different buttons that you can see. These are all different things that you can customize within Ecam. And let me see. So here is this mute. I actually don't use mute. Ooh, thanks, Billy. I don't use the mute at all because I have a Rodecaster Pro. So when I want to mute myself, I just go straight to the Rodecaster Pro and I mute myself directly from there. Billy says, oh, I thought that was muted just for that scene. No, it mutes them all the way across the board. And then if we go back, well, that's good. I'm glad it's a good question. It was a thought-provoking question because taking it a step further, if we're talking about the Ecam plugin with the mute, you drag your mute button here. Once you drag your mute button to any free button in your Ecam itself, we wait for the options to load up. And once the options load up, down here on the bottom, you have mute, and then you can choose the microphone that you want to choose. So then here, and so Billy, I believe you do a lot of interviews, right? Like I think that that's one of your focuses. So if you're always having, or if you have guests on more often than not, I would definitely recommend, and if you have a Stream Deck, I would definitely recommend then adding maybe 2 buttons if you have multiple guests, because then what you can do is you can see here. So depending on which option you wanted to mute. Do you want it to mute your primary, your secondary, yada, yada, yada. Your interview. So this will mute interview altogether. And then you can specify which guest you want to mute altogether. So when would that be a circumstance? Let's say you have 2 guests on. It's you and 2 other guests. And then guest number 1 starts, they take the stage and they start talking about whatever it is. So you focus in on them, right? You bring them full screen and you want to mute yourself plus guest number 2. Then what I would personally do, an Ecam short tip or Stream Deck short tip, is you Control C, you come to this empty button, you Control V. Hey, don't make me look silly. Maybe my keyboard shortcuts. Hold on, espérate. That means hold on. Control C. Control V, I think my keyboard was set for my Windows computer. So you can just Control V, Control V, Control V. And now here, what I can do is, that's going to be my primary. This will be all the guests. If I want to, where are you? My interview. This will be all of my interview. This will be guest number 1. Excuse me. And this will be guest number 2. And then obviously, you can customize it to make it different and stuff. But now here, for all of those buttons, if you want to quickly mute and unmute any one of those guests, well, there you go. So that is that there. Great question, Billy. Thanks so much. And we had some more questions. So Sammy says, this might be the biggest question of the night. Why are you not using Uscreen? Rob works there and he could get you a discount. That's a good question. I've thought about it twofold. It's literally twofold. So the first real answer, threefold. I have 3 answers for that. The first real answer is that I didn't know what Uscreen was when I signed up for Kajabi. Like, I had heard of it. I still don't quite understand it. So that's the biggest, probably the primary reason. I knew Rob worked there. That's the only reason why I heard of Uscreen, because I know Rob, we're friends. Rob left TubeBuddy. He went to go to Uscreen, and I was like, oh, great, okay. I don't know what that is. And then the secondary reason was that when I signed up for Kajabi, and got 2 free months during the special promo of February 22nd, which that was a steal at that point. So it made sense for me because I saved a ton of money because I immediately started making money on it. And so I was like, all right, this is the time. Let me do it now. And then kind of the third reason is really that's where I'm at, because now it's like I've built out the website. I guess I'll schedule, thanks, Sammy. I'll schedule a one-on-one with him and I'll, talk to him and see what the value is. And I'll look at the pricing structure and look at, the pros and cons, because I need to learn more about it. So I will do that. Thank you to you, my good sir. Robin says, talk to Adrian. He is teaching Kajabi now, and he has his email set up. Sweet. All right, cool. I will definitely look into that. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate you. G coming in with a shortcut, mute, unmute, plus Command and C. But why do all of that when you can have a cool Stream Deck and do everything with the Stream Deck, Albert? Come on. Or you can kick them off the screen and say, my bad. Right. Ken says, is there anyone you can point me to for help guidance with the Stream Deck for OBS? Intel, go easy on me. So send me an email, Ken, since you registered, or I'll send you an email and we can talk, because I do know OBS. Obviously, I don't talk about OBS here, but I have a coaching client that I'm helping to set up with OBS. I've helped my other clients in the past set up OBS. So I should be able to help you. So we will coordinate. Paul says, if it's like here, it can come at 10 p.m. No, I had to think for a second. What are you talking about? No, I got the notification that it was shipped today and it's not coming till Tuesday. That's what I thought, because it's the same thing. It'll say shipped and then it comes a few hours later. No, they lied to me when I ordered it. They said I was going to get it on Sunday. And then now it just says Tuesday. And I was like, oh, great. Or you can use Loopback or the Stream Deck or Rodecaster. Right. Yes, exactly that. There we go. Perfect. That's good. I'm glad that I can help. That's what we do. You're very, very welcome, my good sir. And so I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back over here. See how I got my two different cameras set up? So when I need to do screen share, for those of you guys that don't know, so I use my iPad as my confidence monitor. And that is facing my A6400. Nope, we don't want to do that. That scene should have been locked. Why that scene wasn't locked is beyond me. But I keep, for my primary streams when I do stuff like that, I keep everything on my confidence monitor. I bring the Ecam preview window to my confidence monitor, and then I bring the comments up on screen so that I can look at the comments, read the comments, and continue to interact with you guys. But then when I do screen share stuff, I use my 32-inch ultra wide, which is to the left. So if we were to, yes. So you can see, so here's my a little bit, this is a good view of my Rodecaster Pro. So when I want to mute, unmute, I just hit one of these buttons down here. But this is my confidence monitor right here. The A6400 is back there. This is the iPad mini right here. And so you see on the iPad mini, through the glass, I have the Ecam preview window. And then right over here in this section is the comments window. Depending on what I'm doing, I don't always bring my iPad Pro. So check this out. West Side, what's cracking? How are you? So I just recently started bringing a secondary iPad into the mix. I don't do it all the time when I stream. So let me show you my setup, or let's talk about my setup a little bit. I've always used an iPad as a confidence monitor with the teleprompter. Oh, I forgot this is on a timer. So hold on. So you're looking at my overhead camera now. Don't want to do that. So let's do this. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Un momento, por favor. Why? I'm just going to do a whole new scene altogether. I got to clean up my scenes. I feel like I'm always cleaning up my scenes. And here. Okay. Cool. All right, good. Yes. So I've always used, back since December 2020, I've always used an iPad as a confidence monitor with a teleprompter. So that's the Glide Gear TMP 100, A64 with a Sigma 16 millimeter behind. Right now I'm using an iPad mini. That's not ideal in my personal opinion. The iPad mini is too small if you're going to have any sort of font on the side, or even, I think even for Zoom and stuff, my ideal iPad size for this teleprompter, the TMP 100, the ideal size iPad would be the 11-inch, whether it's the 10.9 $300 basic iPad or the 11-inch iPad Air or the 11-inch iPad Pro. That fits perfectly in the Glide Gear tray here. And you get, because that's why I got the new mini, right? Because with the new mini, if we take a look at it, you know, it's the bezels are so much smaller than all of the other iPads. So because the bezels are so much smaller, you are getting a ton of more real estate. So I would absolutely recommend, if you're going to go that route, getting either the latest, it's either the 4th generation iPad Air, starting with the 4th generation iPad Air, or the iPad Pro with the 11-inch, because then it's going to fit perfectly nice and snug. And then because the bezels are so small, you're going to get the most real estate. That would be my personal recommendation. Then down here, this is my 12.9-inch iPad. And so I use Luna display for my confidence monitor, because the Luna display has a dedicated teleprompter mode. So I have my 32-inch ultra wide. This is where I do all of my work, especially with the bank. I put my two windows side by side and I work with multiple windows open. It's also cool because at the bank, I have a Windows computer. So my Windows computer will take up my ultra wide when I'm working 9 to 5. And then the Luna display will let my iPad work as a primary monitor. So when I have my Windows screen up, then here I'll always be able to see my iPad. So usually like when Doc is streaming, Diana streaming in the middle of the day, I'll log on here and listen to you guys while I'm doing my work here. Now, I had heard about Duet Display. I hadn't really used it because I didn't see a need for it because I've been using Luna for years. I was an early adopter of the Luna display. And someone had asked me questions. Someone had asked me comparing the Duet display to the Luna. So I was like, all right, let me see, because now I am an affiliate for the Luna display. So I was like, let me try it out. The app is about $25 a year for what you want. What I would say is, and with both of these, I have them hardwired, both connected into my computer directly. And that's because the image that you're going to get, so check this out. Let me move this here. The image quality that you're going to get and the latency is pretty much non-existent. I'm going to bring it close, but what I want to show you is you can see it move. So if we look at the ultra wide, you can see it. The transition is very smooth. It's a nice transition. The windows move very easily, very quickly. I can switch desktops between the two, right? So if I want to switch desktops, now I'm using my trackpad to go on my iPad, the desktops back and forth there. And then if I want to show you guys the quality itself, don't do that. Don't do that. So it's a pretty good quality. Well, we're going to get that mirroring effect there. But it is really good image quality. It's hard to see because I'm like doing this backwards. But for what I'm getting, there's no pixelation. So sometimes you'll hear people that they say that the image quality on the iPad sometimes gets pixelated, it's grainy, and that's usually more often than not because either Duet Display or the Luna display is actually sending the signal wirelessly, and you're going to get a horrendous, really bad quality, which makes it unstable and unusable as an actual monitor. So I force it. And so like with the Luna display, if we go back to the screen share mode, I'll show you guys this. We'll do this. I just have to get back to my screen share. No, that's not the one I want. This one here. Okay. So I just want to bring this on screen here. So if we take a look at this Luna display over here on the top right, this white one, this just is showing me that my Luna is connected via USB. It also tells me my iPad battery, the second screen battery, is at 68%, although it is charging. Not sure how well you can see that because it is a little small, but this is my confirmation to know that I'm bringing my Luna display in through USB. It's not coming in wirelessly, so I get great picture for what I'm doing when I am using my Luna display. Now, if we pull up Duet Display, this is the Duet Display app here. And so like I was saying, the one that I signed up for, they have a few different apps. I can come over this way to talk to you guys. They have a few different apps. And I would recommend the $25 a year version. And that's because the most important thing, the only reason why I probably signed up for that is because the $25 a year version lets you connect both wired and wirelessly. So the cheaper version, I believe there's a free version. It's only wireless. For what I'm doing here, you definitely don't want that. So I would absolutely recommend the $25 a year. And so that's how I'm bringing in. Let's take a look at some of these settings. See, enable Duet Display. So you can actually uncheck that. So check this box if you want your Mac to be able to connect wirelessly. I'm actually going to uncheck that because I never want it to connect wirelessly, right? I always want this to be hardwired. So someone had said, Paul, wasn't it you that said someone had said that duet display also allowed for teleprompter mode? I haven't seen that here. There's mirroring mode. Where were we? If we just go back to settings, there's mirror display, but mirroring display doesn't, it literally does what it mirror display is. So that's not what I want. I want to extend the display. I haven't seen that. I have to do some more research, maybe because I know that there's tiers. Maybe I'm missing something. But if we just go back to the other camera now, hold on. So we just come back over here. So that's how I'm bringing in my my second. So technically I have 3 monitors. I have then my ultra wide with the iPad, and I'm using the Mac Mini, the M1 Mac Mini, my 32-inch ultra wide, my iPad using Luna display, and then my iPad Pro using Duet display. And it works great. Like, even if we look from where I drag windows from the top, let me get my mouse together. Where's my mouse? So I'm going to bring the comments right now are up here, right? Like I mentioned, but I'm going to bring the comments down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here, and then the comments, I'm going to bring the comments down here. And now you can see I have the comments down here, right? So made the comments a little bit bigger so I can have comments here. I can have my Ecam preview down here if I'm in preview mode. And then I can bring, so usually what I do is, so like when I have Angie at the house or when I'm doing interviews, I'll actually keep the comments on the iPad, and I keep the comments down here on the iPad Pro, and then I make the confidence monitor full screen. I actually make the confidence monitor the output in the Ecam settings. I use that as the output so that it takes my whole screen so I can see my show with no other distractions. And then I keep the controls, I keep my comments, I keep my sound levels. I lost track of my sound levels are right here. I'm going to bring my sound levels in, keep my sound levels down here. And then I can just keep an eye on everything and kind of have it all separate. So like I mentioned, I don't always use the display, the second iPad, this display down here, but I have been using it and it actually works really well. So I know that you guys have been commenting. So let me just come back over here to you guys, and let me just catch up with you guys. Personally, I like the display, the Duet over the Luna. Why? Tell me. Thank you. Right. Come on. He's like, he gives an answer. Paul, we want to know. We want to know why. It does do teleprompter mode. It's in the iPad app. Oh. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. So, So, all right. So this is what I'm going to do. Let me think this through. Let's take a look. So hold on. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, guys. So we're going to do a screen share. I'm going to unplug my Duet. And then what I am going to do, what I am going to do is I'm going to come over here. Oh no, I need to connect this. All right, so hold on. I'm thinking this through. I do have NDI. I believe I have NDI on this iPad. So NDI, I do have NDI. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm turning on NDI on my iPad. And I'm going to come back here to talk to you guys. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Why is that song in my head? For those of you guys who don't know, that's an old hip hop song, old school. All right, NDI, I need my mouse. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to actually do a camera overlay. And then what we are going to just do is we're going to bring in my iPad Pro and Choop, 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 choop. I don't want any of this stuff. Just going to make this, and I'm just going to bring, and I want to do this. What does this look like? All right. And hold, please. So why? Okay, so I want to quit this here. Quit. Trying to figure this out. All right, so Duet is quitted. Quit it. I quit the Duet app on my Mac. Okay. So now this is the Duet options. Hold on, let me just come here. All right, hold on. Just want to get back to the comments down here. Okay. I use Yam display hardwired pretty good and has a teleprompter mode. Yam display? I've never heard of that, Billy. All right, so let's take a look. So I'm going to hit the, so obviously you can see on the screen, connect to your Mac. So that's how I always use it. I do not use the Wi-Fi options because I turned that option off. Let's click this gear icon. All right, so, oh, on the bottom, which you can't see because the menu got cut off. All right, hold on. Hold on, folks. No. Let me get this together. I want to show you guys. Custom. Why? Hold on. There you go. All right. Now we're cooking. So check this out. On the very bottom. Oh, wait. I did something. Oh, sorry. So on the very bottom, it says gestures. Oh, I could have done this. India. I could have also... See, this is what happens when you guys have too much... me, have too much technology. Check this out. Let me just hide this really quick. Because I could have also just done this for you guys. All right, here you go. And so you can see here, teleprompter mode. So it is in the settings. So this is the Duet display app itself from the iPad app. So I had to force quit it from the Mac. Click on this. You can see we have some settings. Obviously, you want to, if you're going to connect it through USB, if you wanted to connect it wirelessly, then I clicked on the gear. So all of these things over here just give you how you can use it. But then, so that's your gestures. And then on the bottom, we do teleprompter. So what does this say? Mirror Duet screen. Oh, it turned off. I think because I had wait, what? Oh, I know what I did. Don't kill me, guys. I know what happened. Because I have timers on certain scenes. So we're going to come here. And I'm just going to change this. Like I said, too much technology. Then I'm just going to, where's my cameras? And then I got to rotate. 1, 2. Wrong one. Got to go back and rotate that. Okay, there we are. Okay, here we are. Now this will not change. So this is saying mirror Duet's screen as a teleprompter primary display. So this is off. Got a little washed out. Now you can see it says off. Duet will mirror the image from your computer normally. So if I click on mirror, Duet will flip the image displayed from your computer so that it will appear right side up when viewed in the teleprompter mirror. So this is what we're going to do. Can I make this? We're going to turn this way. Hold on. Turn this way. Okay. Plug it in. So now it's hardwired in. Okay. So can I undo? Okay. and no indent. And then I'm going to open up Duet on my Mac again. You guys can't see that because I'm doing that in the background. It just opens up on the taskbar, launching Duet. Okay, so it's launching. Oh, it worked. Paul, you got to check that out. Oh, look, you can see it's backwards. Oh. All right, so I have to test this stability. And if I go back, nope, hold on. Go back, what am I doing? Oh, I know what I want to do. So let this do what it's doing. And then everything, if we see here, everything is now flipped. It's inverted. I can come in a little bit. Nope. Yeah. See that? It's inverted for teleprompter mode. So the same thing, if I come and I bring this down, this is all backwards in teleprompter mode. So here's the thing. So that's great stuff. Let me, I have to quit this again because I don't use this particular one. So let me quit this app. Yes, I want to quit. I'm going to turn it off for now. Nope. Go back. Going to turn this off. Cool. That's turned on. Then I'm going to turn it, put the Duet display back on. Come back to you guys. You guys over here. So I'm coming back to hang out with you guys over here. And I have to check in on you guys. Where are my comments? I lost. Okay, there's my comments. All right. And I'm like, I lost my comments. Let's bring it to this window here. And, okay. And, okay. Now I just have to catch up. Thank you. Was that Stephen Wicks? Someone told us it does Duet. Sold us as in the iPad. I don't know if I would have ever figured. I would have. I don't want to say never. But you just made my life so much easier. So thank you for telling us that. I also want to check out this Ecam display. So Billy, if you can send me a link as well, we can talk about that. I want to test that out because I'd like to do a comparison between the Luna and all of that good stuff. So I want to test that. All right, Great Minds basically doing the same, but with NDI. Very cool. I have to fight to get the Luna to work. The Duet that's true. I agree with you, and I know the reason why, and I've said this, it is a caveat. The Luna display is a pain in the butt, and Duet, as long as the Duet is running in my taskbar, I press the Duet app on the iPad, it instantly connects. So I've been thinking about selling my iPad mini for a while because I have the Apple Care and stuff, and I know that I can get good resale value. I've been thinking about selling the mini to go back to an 11-inch iPad. I think I may now just to see this. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, Dean. Hey, Dean. Dean. I'm trying to think of your last name, Dean. Oh, it'll come to me. Unless you tell me by the time I get down to it. Angie says your setup immediate or immaculate? Which one? Immediate? Let me know. So you have comment on the mini, so you can see it in the teleprompter, just learning. Yes, I have the mini. So what I like about this particular setup, and if we go back, no. So we take a look, right? Technically, I have 3 monitors, and that's what made me excited to use Duet Display, because technically with the Mini, you can, the M1 Mac Mini, you only have 2 monitors. But now, because of the way, and that I believe is how Duet Display, whatever Duet is doing, because I know for a fact Luna Display acts like a full-blown monitor. So if you already have 1 monitor connected to if you have 2 monitors connected to your M1 Mac Mini and you want to bring in now an iPad using Duet Display, you're done. You can't do it. there's a workaround, but the workaround is pretty much doesn't work. So for me, that's not a workaround. And so when Paul said this comment, I have to fight to get the Luna display to work, that's what he means. And it's not. So here's the thing. Don't blame Luna. In my opinion, that is a limitation of the M1 Max. That's why I'm waiting for like the next generation of the Mac Mini, not the Mac Studio. I'm not trying to spend $2,000 on a Mac Studio. I got my MacBook Pro. But with the next generation of the minis, the M Minis, that's what I'm looking forward to. So I can go back to 3 monitors and not have to deal with those workarounds because they don't work. But for whatever reason, and that's again because the technology that the way Luna created, or the technology that Luna display uses, it actually uses their display adapter acts like a secondary monitor. That's what made me go out and buy this ultra wide, because I did have 2 27-inch monitors. I wanted to use my my iPad as a confidence monitor. I couldn't get it to work. I had always wanted an ultra wide. So I was like, all right, I'll just sell my 20s. I actually kept both of them. I'm lying. I didn't sell them. One is in the bedroom and I use one as a smart monitor in my kitchen, but I digress. How Duet Display, whatever it is that they do, Duet Display does not use the same sort of technology, because the iPad, the Mac rather, is not seeing the Duet Display as a third monitor. If it did, this wouldn't work. This setup would absolutely not work. So however Duet is, how they're doing it is great. And that goes back to, again, Paul's comment that the Duet just works because it's bypassing that hardware limitation. It's bypassing the hardware limitation, which it then lets me use my second monitor, quote unquote, my main monitor, and now I can bring in a third display, which isn't using the monitor. So, quit Duet on Mac. Okay, thank you. I'm late on the comments, but Doc is back. What's going on, Doc? Thanks for coming back. FYI, you're at 1 hour and 5 minutes. Oh, so Paul is telling me to shut my ass up and finish. Just when I said it was going to be a short stream, and then you guys got me talking about all things technology. So that's a different app than I had used on my iPad. We'll have to check out the Air app. Yeah. So the reason why I like the Air app, Paul, is because the Air app, the difference was that it lets you force wired mode. And I'm all for, and Doc is back. So I'm all for, listen, don't rely on wireless for anything. You want to force everything through wired. So Paul, can you post the link in Facebook so we'll display my name? All right. I have 2 32-inch monitors on my Mini, and the Luna doesn't like right exactly. The Duet works perfectly as an additional monitor. Now, if the teleprompter mode, yeah, I agree. That's going to be a thing. And there you go. I knew it was Dean. And I know, Dean, you have a little emoji as your icon, right? It's the little blonde hair emoji. I know who you are, Dean. I just couldn't think of it. Since you have a new Mac and iOS devices, why are you not using Sidecar? So Sidecar for this type of setup, Albert, that's a great question. Sidecar for this type of setup just doesn't work. Sidecar, and if anyone, and I want someone to prove me wrong, Sidecar does not work. It is unstable. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. That is what I said. Oh, wait, look, there's Paul's comments. I didn't even get to it. There you go. So Paul, if we're not on the same page, Sidecar is trash. It doesn't work. Sidecar is trash. It doesn't work. It does not work. It just doesn't work. I'm not even going to get into what it does. It just doesn't work. Thank you, Paul. Seeing all of these iPads is not good for me. I have a 12.9 in the cart that I've been debating on for the longest. Okay, caveat, hold on, because this happened to Aubrey. I know you also have the Glide Gear. The 12.9 will not fit in here. K-Walk. If you want to fit, and this is the battle that I'm at now, right? And so this is what happens. We all find reasons to justify our purchases. So the battle that I'm at, because idealistically, the 12.9 is actually a great size screen for a confidence monitor with the comments and things like that. So it is an ideal size screen. However, because I have the glide gear, these brackets, it won't fit. But Angie did say that she wants a teleprompter. So what does that mean, guys? You guys know what that means? Gear acquisition syndrome. First of all, Angie has gas, gear acquisition syndrome. Second of all, that means I get to justify the upgrade. Glide gear it's the TMP, I believe it's the 1000. And the TMP 1000. And by the way, I also have a Glide Gear affiliate link. And if you guys are looking for a teleprompter or looking to upgrade your teleprompter, in the description, there is a 10% off promo for anything from the Glide Gear store, guys. So make sure you check that out. Check out all of my affiliate links because there are some discounts in the description below. But the Glide Gear TMP 1000 will allow for up to like a 17-inch, if I remember correctly. It's either a 15-inch or a 17-inch tablet, which means that the 12.9 will fit. So my thought process has been, I just have to save up the money for it. But my thought process has been, give Angie the TMP, because Angie has an iPad Air. She has the 4th generation iPad Air, which is 11 inches, which will fit perfectly in here for her. She has her camera. She has everything. She just wants to use, every time she comes here, she truly enjoys looking at the confidence monitor. She loves that concept. So my thought process is to give her this one here and upgrade. But the other teleprompters that I've been looking at is that there's a company called the Prompter People, but they're expensive. So I'm at their, they're just on the higher end. And I don't know if I wanted to spend that much because the TMP 1000, because if I get Angie to buy it with my affiliate link, I can use my she can use my 10% off coupon, right? Also thinking about it that way, got to be smart. But just wanted to let you know, K-Walk. So if you want the 12.9 and with your TMP 100, you're not going to be able to use it. So you either have to get the 11-inch or upgrade. Okay. So I have 2 displays using Display Link, 1 display on HDMI plus iPad on Duet, Mac Mini. Yes. So that's the workaround, Dean. You are 100% correct. My Display Link adapter, I was using it for a while that way with that same exact setup. It crapped out. It stopped working. Sometimes that whole process ended up being a hassle with the Luna display. And I just got rid of the 227 inches and just did the 32 inch. And I like the 32 inch. Okay. Paul, I have 2 monitors. I'm going to play with my setup with display. Good intelligence, y'all. Good. That's exciting. India does not have admin access to the Facebook group, so you can't get. I do have admin. I do. For if on the yes, on Paul, on Docs, yes. Sorry, got the names to show in Ecam. So yes, no, I do. I'm an admin on Let's Get Live, so that should work because other people show up like Mr. Right. It should work. Maybe the link just needs to be posted. Pull out is 12.9 heads up to the studio setup. Okay, maybe that's on the teleprompter. Slow down. Okay, yes. I'm going to have to be careful. She's going to have an affiliate link to sell me. Yes, I will have. Paul, you know how I feel about you and and you're moderating. I am about to be your manager and book you and be like for the affiliate links. Listen, don't let India talk you out of getting gas. Wow, I had to walk away from a minute and you are still streaming and you said this is going to be a short one. Gabe, you should already know. Don't take my word for it. I was thinking the wrong group. Who's on first? Yes, in Ecam, I'm not an admin, but in LGL, I am. But that's it. That's how. So we went into, I think this was good. We went into some good things here. Let me just come back to you guys over here. And then this is how you know. This is how you know when India is going to end the stream. Because that's what we do. Yes. I was thinking Ecam. It's all good. It's all good. That was good information and I learned something. So that was actually, look, when Billy asked a great question for the mics. So that helped me to think out of the box. And that's something I can add to my Stream Deck Masterclass. So that was good. Thank you, Billy. We spoke a good amount between the differences of Duet Display and Luna Display. Plus, guys, the other difference with the Luna and the Duet, and like I said, I have an affiliate link for Luna, so I don't want to, and there's pros and cons to each. We can do a stream about that this week. But if all you need is something simple, the Luna Display costs about $100. Now you can do a lot more than that. But for just bringing in a simple monitor, the way we just went over, I don't know where my scenes are. But anyway, Duet Display is $25, where the Luna is about $100. Again, different value, different benefits and stuff, but just some stuff to think about. And leave me alone. How about that, Paul? Okay? Okay. That was a doc moment. I know, that's okay. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I just, I don't know. Gabe used to come on. Gabe is now on YouTube, but the reason why Gabe is now on YouTube is because Gabe started off in the Facebook group. So it's still like, it helps. That's why I do it. It helps. And then we just condition our users and we get them. And now Gabe every day then now comes directly to YouTube. That's why I'm still doing it. Leave me alone. Day 56 of the 100 days of live streaming challenge. 44 days to go. We are over the halfway mark. That is, good stuff. And it's definitely been easier thanks to you guys, because you guys have been supporting me. You have been here. You can post a YouTube link. All right, leave me alone. I was just in the process of telling you guys how much I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. And you guys have been so supportive and motivating and encouraging, and you are here night after night. So you guys are doing this challenge with me, believe it or not. You are absolutely doing this challenge with me. Because you have been here and you show up and we do stuff as a community. That's what we do. You are very welcome, my good friend. We're going to end it there. Where's my end scene? Let me go back to my scenes. All right, you guys. So we will be back tomorrow at regular scheduled programming at 7 o'clock. And we're going to do what we do. Look, my music ended. That means I talked for 3 minutes too long. That's exactly what that means. And then there's a pain in their ass. Exactly. That's all right. I love you guys. All right, you guys. Peace out. Catch you guys mañana on day 57.